Namaskaram, Sadhguru. Can the dimension of mysticism be explored, not just experienced, by a culture or a mass of people, or is it available only to a few with mastery?
Is this question understood? Hello?
Can the dimension of mysticism be explored, not just experienced, by a culture or a mass of people, or is it available only to a few with mastery?
So what you need to understand is the difference between exposure and experience. Are you exposing yourself to the virus? Or are you experiencing it right now? Two different things. See, we can't talk about anything without bringing in the virus these days. Exposure means you get to see it, you get to smell it, you don't get to eat it. It's like a cake in a glass case. Only in United States they do it, in India they won't do this, because if somebody smells food, after that nobody will eat that food. Here, if you say, is this good, the salesperson eager to sell will bring it out and say, just see, it's really nice. You should never ask, have you eaten it? Because he or she has not eaten it, but by smell, you're supposed to make out. So exposure is one thing, experience is another thing. Mastery is another dimension altogether. Let's start from the top, because I see this question as an elimination process. If you want to have mastery over mystical dimensions, there is no such thing. You have mastery over your perception. Because of that, mystical dimensions have become possible. So the mastery is not over mystical dimensions, you have mastery over your perception. See, you cannot master the sunlight, for example, even physical things. But you can make your system in such a way that it benefits from the sunlight, it doesn't get harmed by the sunlight. There are many things to do for that. So mastery is always about this one. Because you have mastery over this, you may get to do certain things. We were just talking about a football player. The mastery is over his own skills. The mastery is not over the ball. The ball doesn't listen to anybody, you must know this. That is the beauty of a ball. It doesn't listen to anybody's nonsense. If you're good, it is good. If you're not good, it's not good. It's as simple as that. Life is like a ball. If you're good at it, it'll work well for you, it'll go where you want. If you're not good at it will go all over the place. So you cannot have mastery over life or death, but you can have mastery over this. Because of that, you transcend these processes. So you access dimensions which are considered mystical. How do you define what is mystical? Mysticism means just this. To put it very simply, technically, this is not the entire reality, but technically, Whatever you cannot understand logically is mystical for you. Hello? It is not entirely true, what I am saying, but it is logically correct. What you cannot figure within your logical framework of mind looks mystical to you or magical to you. If I go to the tree and pluck a fruit, you will say, oh, I can also do that. But if I pluck a fruit from here, then that is mystical for you. Hello? We will eliminate the word miracles because there are many problems with that. But mysticism is not something that you do. You don't pluck a fruit, you don't produce a gold pendant, you don't produce this or that. A phenomena which is already there, you experience. If possible, if there is a conducive atmosphere, you make others also experience. So mysticism is not about performing miracles. Mysticism is a profound experience, a profound exploration of the phenomena of life, and that phenomena which is not perceivable by five sense organs. That means you cannot see, you cannot hear, you cannot taste, you cannot smell, you cannot touch. Because of this, it's become mystical. If you could see it or hear it or smell it or touch it or taste it, you would know what is its nature. But because the five sense organs are not able to touch it, because the phenomena is beyond physical nature, because of that it's become mystical. So experiencing it will take a certain level of committed atmosphere, certain level of preparation, and certain trust, because you will have to… Suppose I want to walk you across a tightrope, then you need a certain amount of trust. If I stand beneath and say, don't worry, in case you fall, though you are 100 kilograms, I will hold you. You must trust, oh, how can Sadhguru hold me? Then you will have to fall, bounce back and go back onto the rope. I'm saying it becomes cumbersome and nearly impossible because you cannot make somebody walk into a space that they do not know. Either they must have absolute trust or they should have a mad sense of courage, insanity they need, otherwise they cannot. But exposure is a different matter. We can expose people to mystical dimensions. We can introduce them in the way they understand. We can set up situations where there is a possibility of a little bit of fuzzy logic, but by doing enough… you know what's trigonometry? It's like trigonometry, it's not… it is no more, even algebra. That is, 1 plus 1 is not necessarily 2, it could become something else, it's not simple arithmetic anymore. So by using such methods, we can expose people to certain dimensions or certain possibilities. Even if they don't experience, they see the possibility that it can be experienced. Once they see the possibility, generally, the longing to experience will become very strong. Well, some people of course may feel it's too much for them, but for most people, the longing to experience will become strong. Once the longing to experience has become strong, the possibility of crafting your system in such a way that you can experience, will become very much a possibility.